So Project Motor Racing, nearly here, and one of the big questions that always gets asked every time a racing game launches, whether it's sim, whether it's arcade, is what are you first going to drive? What car are you going to select to drive first thing out the gate? Smitty, I'm putting you on the spot here, mate. Come on. Of the cars that we've seen from launch, I mean, look. We know that there's going to be user-generated content and mods, and there'll be someone who's done the entire 97 BTCC calendar. But from what we've seen at the moment, very impressive list of cars. What's your pick, mate? Come on.
Look, I think I'd have to go back to the old GT1 style cars. The fact there that there's a Penos Esperante GT1, there's the old, we're talking, there's a Lister in there, there's the old Porsche. These sort of cars that I really haven't seen in a sim racing game for, unless it's modded, which takes you to the PC side of things, probably for 15, probably even 20 years, some of these cars have not featured in racing games. So that's probably where I'm going to head straight away, go for that little nostalgic trip down memory lane.
Yeah, certainly right. And like you say, it's easy to sort of jump straight into a GT3 car because, of course, you want to compare it against some of the other big names in the sim racing scene at the moment. But yeah, ever since the first teaser image of that Lister Storm about Project Motor Racing, I had this inkling, and I'm so glad that I was proven right, that there were just going to be a lot of cars featured that, yeah, like you say, you just don't see them represented anymore. The Murcielago RGT, the Saleen S7, the Mosler MT900R. I mean, when was the last time you saw a Mosler in anything?
Mosler. Unbelievable top speed, superb handling, and a proven track record. In the hands of one of those, you'll learn to fly.
So yeah, look, I'm definitely got the nostalgia trip, and I really do hope that it's as good as all the hype. I haven't been able to try the game at Sim Expo or anything, and I don't think you've seen any been able to do any demo runs yourself. But this much positive hype and sort of interest, it's usually for a reason. And as like I say, as much as it's easy to jump into a GT3 or a GT4, I definitely got to say it's probably going to be a classic one for me. First time out the gate, anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I'd be steered towards going where this game's taking you where others can't at the moment. That's where I'm going to be heading straight up. Yes, we've seen it in some games recently, but we're talking about a Porsche 917. And even we're talking some cars from late 80s IMSA that they've just released some images on, which is going to look like it's going to be a lot of fun. It should be raw. It should be high horsepower, low grip, hopefully H-pattern. It's just going to be a raw driving experience.
Yeah, H-pattern's going to be a massive draw if they really nail that one. I'm certainly excited. Look, I got to put you on. I got to get you to come down on one particular car, though, mate. What are you first choosing? Assuming that they're all available to start, to drive from the start in some sort of a quick race setting. Come on, what are you climbing in first, mate?
What am I getting in first? You're making my life hard. I think it's got to be the Penos Esperante GT1. That takes me back to, going to show my age here, takes me back to high school days. So we're talking over probably 22, 23 years ago with a game called Sports Car GT. That's where a lot of my sim racing started, and the fact I can go jump in cars that I drove back then, can jump in a new sim now and see what they're like, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, dude. That's going to be great fun. Personally, I'm going to go a slightly different way. I'm going to say the TVR T400R. Now, look, it's small, it's light, it's nowhere near as powerful as some of its other classmates, but I tell you, mate, what it lacks in outright speed, it more than makes up for in agility and handling. It's always been, I used to drive it in the old Toka Race Driver games way back in the day, showing my age now. And yeah, the fact that we see basically the exact same car, they only made 7 of them, and most of them raced in British GT. So again, very, very obscure car to even find footage of, but the fact that it's being represented in a current sim-focused title in 2025, that ticks a lot of boxes for me. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Like you see there, you look at the car list now, and there's still plenty more to come. I'm sure they're going to continue down that path. So there's a world of options that are going to be open to, and it comes back down to the fact that this is multi-platform. It's not just PC, it is console. Then we go back down to the mod path, knowing how Giants have implemented that in the past with other software titles like Farming Simulator. The options of how that's going to work, if it's anything like what they do with the Farm Sim series, the community is going to have so many options. They can bring in all these cars that they want. Could be cars, could be liveries. We don't even know yet. It could even be tracks. So options are almost endless here.
Yeah, certainly right, mate. There's a lot of promise, a lot of excitement, a lot of expectation, and yeah, I mean, look, we're that close to release day now. It's getting pretty exciting, mate. Yeah, so not long to wait now until we finally get to jump behind the virtual wheel in Project Motor Racing. If you're still undecided about pre-ordering yet, we do actually have an affiliate link because Giant Software have been kind enough to make us an official content partner, which is awesome. So yeah, hit that link, pre-order the game now, and yeah, we'll see you on the track.